Hello and welcome to PTZOptics Live. Today we're talking about webcams specifically for you teachers out there. We're going to be talking about how to get more comfortable on camera, how to look more professional, and how to really adjust your webcams to look great. I just finished publishing a book called Technology Tools for Online Education, and really this book is totally free. You can get it for free at streamgeeks.us/techedu. You can pick it up on Amazon, but it essentially gives you the tools that you need for free to use just a webcam to create amazing looking, engaging videos using a free software called OBS. So take a look at this book. It really will guide you through how to do all of the great things that teachers can do to make more engaging online video, to flip their classroom and make students get better engagement with students. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce my co-host today, Julia Sherwin, who's very tapped into the education system. I know you read a lot of news, Julia, and it's always quite exciting. What's going on out there?
I do. Thank you, Paul. It's great to be here. Well, it's showtime, and I'm not talking about just for us. Teachers right now have to be ready, right? Because so many school districts, especially in our area here in southeastern Pennsylvania, so many are starting virtually, right? Keeping that physical distancing and trying to keep those virus rates down. So webcams, and there are numerous other online tools out there that are available to make lessons engaging and fun for students, whether they're in that K through 12 group like that you're targeting with your book, or they're on the higher education level. So I just had a conversation with my neighbor the other day. She is a gym teacher, and she's going to now be teaching yoga online. So it's a challenging time, of course, but also an exciting time.
So I understand you actually have the same two webcams that I'm going to be showing off today. We have the PTZOptics PT80. This is just a regular webcam, if you will. It's an HD webcam. It's USB 2.0, but it has some interesting features we're going to go over today to make it look more professional, more like really good looking. And then this is the new one that I think you're using now, Julia. This is the Huddlecam Hd Pro, and this one is really unique. It comes with a remote control so that you can zoom it in and have camera presets. You've been using both of these, and I know you've been doing a lot of online meetings. You can't really barely work from home anymore without a webcam, right?
Absolutely not. And I love the Huddlecam HD, the newer webcam. It's a little bit of a larger form factor, but it does have that pan, tilt, and zoom capability that you talked about. Look, I can zoom in here really quickly. You can see, and then I can zoom out. You can see my messy bookshelf over there if I pan over. And it's been so easy to use, and just I mean, really, I'm not a super technical person, you know that. The remote is great. And then also I have I will show you my PTZOptics Webcam 80, which you just highlighted as well, and you kind of have a side view of me over there. Hello. So that's a great camera to have on hand too. You get a little bit of a different view. You see my full bookshelf over there, my messy. See, I've got a little hat over here. I'm a Gen X girl. That's a fun little project I'm working on the side. So it's great to be able to have both cameras, and it's very easy through Zoom. We're in a Zoom meeting right now, and I just click on the stop video session, the side menu, and I change the camera input or output. So my colors are probably not matched very well, though. Forgive me for that.
Well, that's fine, because today we're going to talk about how to really tweak the colors and make them bright, and exposure and all of that. I want to do one more little live demo just because it's interesting. If I right click your video, and Michael, if you showed this on the screen here, because you're using a Huddlecam HD Pro, this option comes up called Request Camera Control. This is an interesting one. When Julia approves that, I can actually remotely control her camera. And that's just such a cool option for teachers who, might have a teacher's assistant or a yoga teacher, like you mentioned, Julia, who might have a student who could then operate the camera, for someone remotely. So it's kind of a cool feature in Zoom there I wanted to show quickly.
That is a great feature. And, you know, our cameras are Zoom certified. So, you know, we're guaranteeing that they play well together, right?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, the brand new Huddlecam Hd Pro is Zoom certified. So that does add some of those cool new features. So let's dig into it. And what we're going to do is try to make these webcams look as professional and as great as possible. And I truly do believe that a webcam and a computer combined with some know-how can help teachers create incredibly engaging videos and online courses. So let's jump into it. I'm really excited about it. So here we go. Webcams for educators. Of course, the importance is creating videos for flipping the classroom, for the learning management systems. And I do believe that students want to see, you know, something engaging, something great, and more than just a picture-in-picture with a screen share using Zoom. So this book that we just released really will walk you through how to do high-quality videos with multiple scenes and engaging content. So I really think that's important for teachers to understand. The next is hosting online meetings, whether you're using Zoom or Google Meet, having a good webcam with good lighting. And of course, today we're going to tweak these webcams to get the best exposure and contrast. It makes a big difference. You'll be surprised. And then finally, there's the virtual classrooms. There's the small groups and the one-on-one sessions that are of great importance. So whether you're doing virtual teacher hours, having those times where students can call you after class, you're maybe capturing your screen with the webcam, doing a presentation, or even doing recordings where the webcam is capturing a whiteboard or a blackboard. All of that, really, it can be complemented with a good webcam and a webcam that you can control the exposure and focus on. And that's going to be a really cool option that we're going to show today. So we're going to take a look at the PTZOptics PT Webcam 80 that we're going to look at. But before we do, I just want to talk a little bit about getting comfortable on camera. It is a transition for a lot of folks who might be, you know, comfortable in person or in the classroom. And then when you're stuck in front of a webcam, things change a little bit. So consider talking to yourself and recording a test video with your webcam, and maybe move around and try different places and send it to other people, and take a couple different videos from different locations to see where you feel most confident. Practice with your friends and family. So it's kill two birds with one stone, right? Get more comfortable. Encourage maybe an older family member or a younger member from around the globe or the country, and ask them to meet with you and show them, you know, the different things that you're trying, so that you can kind of maybe even teach them what you're trying to do. Create a familiar space and brand yourself, whether it's a real set or a virtual classroom environment. Think about making sure that you feel confident and familiar in the space that you're going to be presenting from. Now, of course, when you jump on video, when you're creating a video or an online course or an online meeting, have a plan. And on top of that, maybe think about a mindset. Can you think of the positive mindset that you're going to enter a meeting with? Don't forget to comb your hair and dress for success. But remember, it's not about you. It's about what you have to say. The content is king. So people aren't going to judge you, likely. People are going to be, maybe having constructive criticism on the content that you are presenting. So familiarize yourself with the technology. Thank you for watching this video, being part of this webinar. I am looking at the chat, by the way, so anyone has chat comments, let us know, and we're going to be happy to answer them. It's part of the whole opportunity here, is making sure that everyone is together and able to communicate. Now, finally, I wanted to talk a little bit about positioning the camera. This actually comes from a company called PI Engineering. They make the X-Keys devices, and they published this document showing that with just a simple box, raising your LCD monitor, your second monitor, you have the ability to position the monitor so that you can look directly at your audience. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Michael. Michael's got my touchscreen here. And you can have the camera right in the middle there. So your audience or your classroom of students is easily viewable. Your work is below down here, and your camera stays at eye level. So the students feel like you're looking at them. Xkeys kind of put this together, and you can get it at PI Engineering or xkeys.com. And they actually make this really cool Zoom controller that controls Zoom for you, so you don't have to click around while you're trying to do your work. Now,
hey, Paul, I'm just going to make a quick, I'm sorry to interject and interrupt. We are not live on Facebook for some reason. So I know we had some questions on Facebook.
Ah.
So
well,
I don't know if that, I mean, I know it's a little late too to worry about that, but.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to take a look at that next time
yeah.
and see what happened. I apologize for those watching who aren't watching on Facebook. I guess we're just live on YouTube. So, Michael, we'll have to take a look at what happened there next time. So, sorry about that. A couple ideas for looking good on camera. Create a fun and colorful background. And colors play some significant importance in the ability to brand and prime your audience. For example, blue is a very calming color. Yellow and orange are more exciting colors. And you can think about these colors and use them to kind of brand your videos and your online meetings, especially if you're using a virtual background. Now, virtual backgrounds, that would be like an image, and we'll look at some of those that would go behind you, but there's also real sets and real backgrounds, and that's what we use in our studio here. There's a lot of benefits to a real background because you can change it and bring things forward and have plants. Maybe I'm picturing a science teacher who has a science lab behind them. That's really cool. It takes some extra work, but it's really dynamic and awesome. And I encourage people to try to think about that. Now, don't forget to use a light. The Lume Cube is a great light that you can suction cup to the back of your screen, but you can also sit near a window. Probably not in front of one because you don't want a ton of backlight to mess up the automatic exposure of your webcam, but sitting and positioning yourself near light sources will make you look better on camera. A little pro tip, if you have a light behind you, it's called a hair light and it will help you pop off of your background. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at settings of a webcam. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up OBS. Now I'm assuming that some of you are familiar with OBS. If you've read Technology Tools for Online Education, you're super familiar with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start from scratch. This is a totally free piece of software called OBS. We'll also look at Zoom, which is free for educators. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit the plus button in the sources area, and we're going to add a video capture device, and this is the PTZOptics webcam. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to show you in here how to configure the video. And configuring the video, this is available in many applications, and this is how people generally will, and I'll kind of put it side by side here. This is how folks will generally adjust their webcams. So one of the things that I noticed, even with your camera, Julia, was it was a little overexposed, and that's probably because the auto exposure was on. Now, you generally want to make sure that you're somewhere in the neighborhood of being well lit, but not having any bits of your skin or anything overexposed, meaning like super white. So by turning that auto exposure off, I'm able to kind of maybe turn the brightness down a little, turn the contrast up a little, maybe not too much, just a little bit, and play with some of these options until I get the webcam just right. Now, another option in here that is really nice is the ability to lock all of the gain and focus, for example. So I'm going to turn the gain down. I think this is looking pretty good. So those are all of the advanced options for controlling your webcam, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it right there. Now, the next thing that you have options to control is through the PTZOptics OSD control menu. So if I hit the open button here, let's see here, PTZOptics webcam, open. Is that the right? Oh, it's not the right webcam. I messed it up. I used too many webcams. I apologize. I didn't add the right webcam. I was wondering why I couldn't adjust the focus, which is something, sorry about that. So we chose the integrated webcam instead of the PTZOptics camera. Okay, there we go. Now it looks a lot better, and we have to tweak it here now. Okay, got it. Now, what I would suggest starting with is this configure video area that we were just looking at. And I'm already can see that I'm overexposed, so I'm going to turn the exposure off, and I'm going to tweak it a little bit. Now you can see how much better this webcam looks than the integrated webcam, so we're going to choose that. Now the other thing is I can turn the focus off. And so this is great because you can actually lock the focus specifically to where you're sitting, and the camera will never have an autofocus issue. So that makes it look really sharp. And you don't have to use the sharpness tab as much because of how sharp you look when the focus is locked. So it looks really good. I'm actually happy with this. I don't even think I need the gain. One gain is actually probably good. Let's turn the brightness up a little bit. And yeah, we'll do the one gain and we'll turn the brightness down. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm not overexposed in any part of my face, and it looks really good. So I'm going to hit apply. Now the next part of this is the exposure, the color, the image. This is where we really have opportunity to really dig into, the brightness, the luminous, the contrast, a lot of great things that we can do to make the camera look good. I'm not going to go into all of them, but it's really professional options for making your webcam look good. Now, if we choose the Huddlecam Hd Pro here, the great thing about this camera is that I can actually zoom it in. Now, it has the same options actually for exposure, for example, which I like to put into full auto, but I like to remove the gain a little bit there. There we go. I think that looks really good. So now I can actually kind of frame up my shot with this optical zoom. That's really helpful on the fly when you are working with this. So this camera, two different cameras here. I don't know if we can show them with the Zcam. Right now, this is the Huddlecam Hd Pro. And then a moment ago, we were looking at the PTZOptics PT webcam. Okay. So there we go. Now I want to show a quick, actually cancel that. Let's save that. I want to show a quick tip here of the virtual cam, which is available inside of Zoom. People seem to really like this. If we go into our Zoom meeting and we open up the OBS camera, now anything I do in OBS is inside of my camera. Let's pin this video here. So look how sharp it looks. It looks great. I've got a virtual camera enabled, so I'm going to turn that off really quickly. We're going to look at that in a second, but it looks really, really good. It looks super crisp. I have the ability to zoom it in and out if I'd like to, and I have the remote control to really quickly and easily use it. And what I wanted to show quickly is the reason why it's nice to have OBS running is that I can add anything I want, logos, text, files, and I can put it into OBS, and actually anything I do comes up in Zoom. Now, I don't have time to go into all the things that this opens up, but you could play videos into your webcam. You could have looping PowerPoint presentations. You could have a countdown timer. There's so many things that you can do when you bring OBS into Zoom. A lot of our customers like to do that because it gives them more control of what they can import into Zoom. And then finally, what most people are familiar with, obviously this Enable HD button is very important so that you look in high quality HD video. You also have the option to touch up your appearance. So that just kind of, brings a little bit more lighting into your face. And then you can also adjust for low light. So if you are in a low light scenario, you can adjust that a little bit. So you have some video options inside of Zoom. And then, of course, some of you may have seen the Zoom backgrounds. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to make this look better. Isn't that kind of cool? Maybe I want to be over here a little bit. This is a video background inside of Zoom, but what's new with Zoom 5.2 is something called Zoom filters. Now, these are pretty fun. They're goofy, but they add a little bit of kind of fun to your online meetings. So I think it's a cool way to add some flair to what you're up to. I cannot turn myself into a potato, but I can do a lot of fun other stuff. So I like these filters. You have to update your Zoom client in order to get these if you're not seeing them already. And I think that about covers our presentation for today. We talked about using the on-screen display menu to edit the details, the virtual camera, touching up your appearance inside of Zoom, and these two cameras that we looked at today. Then the other thing that I wanted to mention is some cool ideas for teachers to use green screens. This is another reason why you would like to use OBS, because it has built-in green screen support. And you can build virtual sets. So this is an example of a virtual set in a classroom that I did. And by the way, you can get these virtual sets for free at ptzoptics.com/virtual sets. And you just need a green screen in order to use them. I did want to mention we are giving away a free PTZOptics webcam. It's inside of the PTZOptics user group, right, Michael? This was a while ago. We're still accepting applications for that in the user group. So you can enter to win a free PTZOptics camera. That's it. All right, Julia, what did I miss?
I'm not sure if you missed anything. I think the bottom line is that, keep it interactive, keep it engaging, show content other than yourself, right? It's important for us to look presentable on camera, but our students don't want to see us the whole time. They want to see you showing videos and different scenarios and diagrams and illustrations. So, you make a great point about bringing OBS into Zoom so that you can, have different inputs and show different content.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. What OBS does is gives you a plethora of new inputs that you can bring into Zoom, and you can organize them into scenes. And I understand that those are some new concepts for educators. So of course, a short read, about 75 pages for free. You can download this, print it out, and get started right away with some of these concepts. But I think that we want to go beyond, again, just looking, like you said, Julia, looking at your teacher on a webcam and going beyond that and incorporating websites and videos and different layouts and scenes that really brand the overall lesson, using colors and wisely choosing the themes that you are portraying to your students.
Yeah, and try one new thing at a time. If you look at all of it, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Maybe you'll just learn a new little tip or trick each week that you can sort of incorporate, because this is really a marathon, isn't it, Paul? I mean, this is not like, everything's going to be normal in 2 weeks. This is really kind of status quo for now.
I agree. And I think that in the spring, the teachers were trying to make do with the tools that they had. But over the summer, right now, here we are in August 2020, and we're moving into the fall semester. We're trying to get ready for the long haul. And so it really is, there's some foundational knowledge of how to use Zoom, how to use Google Meet, how to make sure your webcam looks good, which is what this show today was about. And then building on top of that, as you said, with new and engaging ideas. So I hope that some thoughts are provoked with the free online Technology Tools for Online Education book. And I wanted to answer just a few questions that we're getting in the chat room. And then we have a live giveaway. You guys could win a PTZOptics camera, ptzoptics.com/giveaway. Still a chance to win. What microphone are you using? We are using a DPA D-Fine microphone today. We are using some VST3 plugins in vMix, which really adds some compression and noise reduction that really makes it sound generally really good. Does the OSD menu work with the large PTZ broadcast cameras? Yes. All of the PTZOptics cameras do support that OSD menu as well. Does that specific tool work with it? No, it's designed for the webcams. Accessing the OSD menu with the PTZ cameras is done with the remote and, of course, the IP address and interface there. Can the Huddlecam HD Pro be controlled by OBS? Yes, it can actually. The latest version of the Huddlecam HD Pro control software includes a IP address that you can bring in the web browser docs into OBS. So we worked hard on that. It is available. Sorry about the Facebook stream not working. We're going to look into what's going on there. I wanted to say hi to our friend Mike Nappy. It's time to pull a giveaway winner. So let me get in here. I apologize for not having the giveaway up until today. That just means better luck for you guys. We've only got 28 people entered to win today. You do have to be watching live in order to claim the prize. Here comes our first winner. I'm going to draw right now. Here we go. All right. Mike, you can show it on the Zcam too if you want. We have Aldo Tello. He is from Morella, Mexico. Aldo Tello, congratulations. Let me see if I can get that in focus. Nope.
Yeah, I think it was in focus.
It was in focus and I messed it up. All right, well, it's not a great view. It's all right. Aldo Tello, are you here? So we're going to pop that into YouTube and see what's going on. So Aldo Tello, I didn't see him in the chat. I like to get this moving, so I'm going to pull another one right away. If Aldo's here, say hi. And we're just going to keep it moving. Aldo Tello. And pulling another winner here. We love doing the giveaways. They're just so much fun. It's great to have everybody engaged and having a winner every year. Skip Spakin from Tucson, Arizona. Hey, Skip, are you here? All right. Going to keep drawing winners just so that we get, just let us know you're here. Say hi in the chat, just so I know everyone who's here. Just say hi, and we'll get to you, and we'll draw the winner. All right, here we go. Next winner is Constance Ordman from Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. Hi, Miguel. How's it going? Hi, Scott. Feel free to pull my name. It says Scott. We'll pull your name, Scott. Don't worry. Hi, Kyle. Hi, Tom. Constance Ordman from Dayton, Ohio just got pulled. Oh, Miguel Lopez says he's Aldo Tello. Can we what? All right. I don't know what to say about that. Ryan Marks is here. If you are Aldo Tello, then why is your name Miguel Lopez? I don't know. What do you think we should do about that? I am Aldo Tello from Michia. Okay, fine. All right. I don't know why you have two names, but we'll spin for you, Aldo. Should we his username is Miguel Lopez. He's saying he's Aldo Tello. Should we take his word for it?
Sure.
Tell us in the chat, what do you think? I'm okay with it, I guess.
You can take a picture of ID and send it, screenshot ID or something. Maybe he goes by a different name for his YouTube channel.
Yeah, that happens. So I'm gonna say it's okay. We're gonna spin the wheel for you, Aldo. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, let's get, hold 1 second. Boom, and boom.
All right, here we go. Woo! Okay, Miguel. Here we go. He's Aldo Tello. He is here. The virtual sets.
Virtual sets.
All right. You won the virtual sets. We'll send it to you now. Esports Circus is on Twitch. Thanks for joining. That's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Tune in next week. We're going to get that Gleam giveaway up and running so that you guys can enter right away again. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye.